The next tutorial that we're going to look at is using spreadsheet. Now once again I've selected the folder I want it to go into. I'm going to click create. I'm going to go down to spreadsheet down here. Again I'm just going to click on create and share. And again I'm just going to give it a name. In this case I'm going to name it test. Now a spreadsheet is very similar to Microsoft Excel. Again, you can download it as a Microsoft Excel document, and it contains all different cells. There are a couple of things that you can't necessarily do within spreadsheet, which you can do in Microsoft Excel, and you can work out those as you go through. What is really useful is that all the basic formulas and features are found on spreadsheet, so you can add up. Just put in a random number of numbers and you can very simply just go to your different functions and you can click sum, and all you do is you just select, very similar to Excel, enter, and it'll give you there. Otherwise you can also just do equals, and you can just go to sum, and again you can select, and it'll give you the same. So it's very similar to Microsoft Excel. The other additional thing, and this is where it really comes into its own for English, is that you can use a spreadsheet as a way to manage your class's usage of Google Docs. And the way you go about doing that is very simply going to help. So going to tools, going to script gallery. Now script is essentially an add-on power pack. Essentially it's code that runs in the background that helps you to use spreadsheet in a particular way, and it performs a lot of commands for you without you necessarily doing them yourself. And what we're going to do is very simply, you can go down to education. You can do it this way and you can have a look through it, or you could just type in here Doctopus, which is the type of script that we're looking for. Don't take the North Korean one, we're just going to take the second one here. Now you're going to have to install the script for every spreadsheet that you use when you're doing this. It'll bring up with the authorization required. This is perfectly normal because it's going to act on your behalf. So essentially this app is going to impersonate you for many of the functions that it's going to do. These are not nefarious functions, these are very simply just notifying students of when you've marked things, notifying other people of their grades, or notifying students of how much time they have left on a particular project. You can go and have a look at these, and you're just going to click accept. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a new tab, and you can just click close here, a new tab at the top. So under file, edit, view and search, you'll notice that it says Doctopus at the top there. If you click on that, you can launch the installation. And essentially what it's going to do is it's going to create a workflow table, which is going to help you to then share your particular documents that you want with your class, and you can then manage them effectively that way. So you need to work through a couple of different steps. There's 4 steps, and essentially you're just going to fill it out as you go all the way along. So in this case you can email others or groups that you want to give editing rights to. You can select what type of sharing they can do. The brilliant thing about this is that you can either get students to work on a project as individuals, as a group, that they can work on the same project at the same level, or you can differentiate that project according to individuals, or you can just create a whole class project. In this case you're going to click on whole class, and I'm then going to just allow it to create a couple more permissions for me, and I'm just going to click on save settings. Now essentially you'll have to go through a number of different steps, and you'll assign particular things to particular students. Now I'm not going to do it in this one. What I am going to do is I'm going to close this, and I'm going to take you and show you one that I've done with my particular class. So I took my year 9s in and I created a magazine project with them. So if I have open up this particular spreadsheet here, this is using Doctopus, this is what you're going to create. So essentially I've got the students' names down the side, I've put in their email addresses, and this was probably the longest part of this, is where I put in the student email address. It then created a link for me. It created a file and folder under their own name for me. Importantly, it tells me when last they edited their documents. So what I can do is I can just very simply just click on their link, and I can go to their particular project that they've created for me. I can have a look at it, and then all I need to do is just insert a grade or whatever it is underneath this particular column, and I can give them some written feedback in this particular side, having had a look at their project. That'll then be sent to them, and then it'll be done and dusted. The nice thing about this is that it is time stamped, so I can see exactly who's doing what, when they're doing things, and this starts as soon as I've shared it with them, so I can monitor how much they are using this project. I can also create a limit on how long they have to use this particular project, and that'll stop their access to the project after a certain amount of time, and then I can go and grade them and give them some feedback on their project. So this is just one of the ways that you can use Spreadsheet, and it's very simply just using Doctopus. And it might seem complicated, but if you work through it and you go through the process step by step, you can get it in the end, and it is a brilliant tool for helping to just organize your own projects within your own class, and it's a great way. And this could be something that you could use for homework, and you can just monitor all the time, and it is effective, and students love it, and hopefully you will too. If you have any questions, come and see me and we can try and work it out together. But essentially, that is Spreadsheet, very similar to Excel. Have a look at it, play around with it. Once again, you can put in comments on the side here. You can comment on a particular cell, you can comment on whatever is in the document, and if other people are using it at the same time as you, a little colored block with the first letter of their name will appear next to the comments bar. And that is Spreadsheet.